Well, for this week's installment on Wine Notes, I've decided to undertake a presentation on the wines of the Rhone Valley. This is kind of daunting because there's a lot to cover, but I'm going to do my best to share what I know about the wines of the Rhone Valley with the service staff at Forepaugh that I'm proud to be part of. The Rhone Valley is a area in the southeast part of France. It kind of runs from south of Beaujolais south to the town of Avignon. The Rhone Valley is divided, kind of like Bordeaux is divided into the left bank and the east bank. The Rhone Valley is divided into the southern Rhone and the northern Rhone. There are there used to be 13 allowed grape varieties. Now there are 19. The most important red grapes are Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, Carignan, and Sanzol, but there are others. And the most important white grapes are Viognier, Marsanne, Grenache Blanc, but there are others. The southern Rhone is different from the northern Rhone in what the soil is like. The most important or most known AOC or in the southern Rhone is Châteauneuf-du-Pape. The Châteauneuf-du-Pape is called that because in 1309, the Pope Clement, moved the Vatican from Rome to the town of Avignon in the Rhone Valley. And so the town was named Châteauneuf-du-Pape, which means new home of the Pope. And the Pope was in residency in Avignon for 70 years. And then the Vatican was moved back to Rome. So that's why it's called Châteauneuf-du-Pape. Châteauneuf-du-Pape the soil is famously composed of a round stone about the size of your fist called galets. The galets absorb heat from the sun during the day and then radiate that heat at night, so the vines stay warm 24 hours a day. There are red, white, and rosé wines from Châteauneuf from the southern Rhone. The other most important region in the southern Rhone is Gigondas, which is generally largely Grenache, maybe a little Syrah, Mourvedre blended in, but the best Gigondases are predominantly or entirely Grenache. Famously, one Châteauneuf-du-Pape producer, Chateau de Beaucastel, uses all 13 what used to be the 13 allowed grape varieties in the production of their wine, which is regarded as one of the greatest wines from Châteauneuf-du-Pape. They use all at the time, 7 red and 6 white grapes in the production of their red wine. They make an extraordinary, I left out one white grape. There's also Roussanne, which is very important. And they make one white wine called Roussanne Vieille Vigne, which is one of the greatest white wines in the world. There's also a winery called Chateau Rayas, which is my favorite Châteauneuf-du-Pape producer, whose wines are 100% Grenache. Their vines are in a sandy soil, so they were never affected by phylloxera. So they are very, very old vines. They haven't had to be replanted because of phylloxera. As I said, Gigondas is another important appellation in the southern Rhone, and there's also Vacqueyras, and there are others, but those are the most important ones. The red wines of Châteauneuf-du-Pape tend to be earthy, especially if they have a lot of Mourvedre in them. They tend to be kind of barnyardy, full-bodied, dry, rustic, earthy, sometimes barnyardy red wines with lots of red fruits, lots of flowers, and they age for a long time. The best examples age for a long time. We have Domaine du Pego Chateauneuf du Pape Cuvée de Capo on our wine list. That is actually LeBron James' favorite wine. So I'm really hoping that he comes in sometime when he's here to play the Timberwolves and drinks a bottle. And we have another one of the most famous Chateauneuf du Papes, the Hommage à Jacques Perrin from Chateau de Beaucastel. And that wine actually is 100% or better. And it is extraordinary. There are white wines also. There's white Chateauneuf du Pape Blanc. We have the Domaine de Pego Chateauneuf du Pape Blanc Cuvée Reservé on our wine list. It's an extraordinary wine. It's Grenache Blanc, Roussanne, and Viognier. Viognier, by the way, is spelled Viognier. And I think that's a pretty good summation of the Southern Rhone. There are rosés. So there's different levels. There's Côte du Rhone, which means the grapes can be harvested from anywhere in the Rhone Valley. Generally, wines that say Côte du Rhone on the label are Southern Rhone grapes. Then there's Côte du Rhone Village, which is a little step up. And then there are the wines that are named for the village, like Gigondas, Chateauneuf du Pape, Baccarat. And then there are single vineyard wines like the Cuvée de Capo from Domaine de Pego. Well, it's not really single vineyard. It's just a select cask that Laurence Ferraud, in extraordinary vintages, will pick the best cask and bottle it separately and call it Cuvée de Capo. And it obviously, if it's LeBron James' favorite wine, it's really, really special. So then there's the Northern Rhone, where the soil is totally different. It's mountainous, so the soil is granite more than those galets in the Southern Rhone. The slopes are very steep. It's very hot. Well, all over the Rhone Valley, it's very hot. The main white grapes in the Northern Rhone are Marsanne, Roussanne, and Viognier. There's a small appellation called Condrieu, Condrieu, where the only grape is Viognier. There's a small, excuse me, there's a smaller, excuse me, there's a smaller appellation called Chateau Grillé, which very unusually is a winery that has its own appellation. It's 100% Viognier. Don't see it around very much, but it's an acclaimed wine. Then for white wine in the Northern Rhone, there is Hermitage Blanc. This can be among the world's greatest white wines. It's 100% Marsanne, Marsanne. We have the Jean-Louis Chave Hermitage Blanc on our wine list. It is one of the world's greatest dry white wines. It's extraordinary. Jean-Louis Chave is one of the greatest winemakers in the world. Wine Spectator magazine actually said about 5 years ago that he was the greatest winemaker in the world. That's up for argument, but that was Wine Spectator's opinion a few years ago. The white wines of the Condrieu and Chateau Grillé that are made from Viognier. The thing about Viognier is it is extremely floral. You can always pick out a wine made from Viognier because it is so floral. It smells like flowers, a bouquet of flowers in the glass. It's dry. It's medium-bodied. Pretty bracing minerality from those granitic slopes, and then this incredible floral character. The Hermitage Blanc is, in the case of Chave or other great producers of Hermitage Blanc, it is very kind of massively concentrated, powerful, rich, compelling, extraordinary dry white wine with kind of ripe apples, ripe pears. There's also some floral notes, also some minerality. Especially the Hermitage Blanc from Jean-Louis Chave is one of the greatest wines and dry white wines in the world. There are other great producers of Hermitage Blanc, like Chapoutier. It would be the other highly regarded one. And then there are the red wines of the Northern Rhone. There's Hermitage Rouge, we have the Jolly Chave Hermitage Rouge. Um, that's 100% Syrah. There's Cornas, which is 100% Syrah. There's Saint Joseph, which is 100% Syrah. And then there's Côte Rôtie. Côte Rôtie is unusual in that it's a blend of at least 90% Syrah and up to 10% Viognier, the white grape. And the Viognier gives the wine that the floral character and you know, a little bit increase in the acidity in the wine. And the best examples of Côte Rôties are among the best wines in the world again, like the Côte Rôties from Marcel Guigal, especially. Hermitage, it's called Hermitage because a soldier came home from the Crusades and built himself a little hut made out of stones on the slope in the middle of this vineyard and lived out the rest of his life there as a hermit. So that slope is called Hermitage. The wines from Hermitage are 100% Syrah. We have the Jean Chave Hermitage, which is one of the, again, one of the greatest dry red wines in the world. It's very, very, you know, gosh, it's just incredible panoply of red and black fruits. The minerality from that granitic soil, and in the hands of a master like Guigal or Jolly Chave, truly extraordinary wines, and we're proud to have the Jolly Chave Hermitage Rouge on our wine list. So that's it. I think that's a pretty good summation of the Rhone Valley. As I said, Cornas, other appellations in the northern Rhone are Cornas and Saint Joseph, and those wines are like Hermitage, 100% Syrah. And we have the Saint Joseph from Saint Jolly Chave on our wine list at Forepaugh, which is a lot less expensive than the Hermitage, but pretty much just as good a wine. I hope I haven't left anything out. Of course, there are Côte d'Iron rosés from the Southern Rhone, and there's Côte d'Iron Blanc from the Southern Rhone. There is also in Saint Joseph, they make white wine, Saint Joseph Blanc. Jean-Louis Chave makes a great Saint Joseph Blanc. Well, that's it. The main white wine from the two main white wines from the Northern Rhone are Condrieu, which is 100% Viognier, and Hermitage, which is 100% Marsanne, Marsanne. And then there are these various red wines, the Côte Rôtie, the Hermitage, Cornas, Saint Joseph. And these wines are absolutely among the world's greatest red wines. So that's my little tutorial on the Rhone Valley. I hope everybody listens to it and can kind of, it's, you know, this wine thing, it's a big world. There's just so much to know. And I don't know hardly anything, you know, compared to some guys. So I'm doing my best. I hope you're enjoying them. I hope it's helping you be more successful as a server at Forepaugh. See you next week.